I talk about Whoopi Goldberg because I got so many texts this week because she attacked me the week before.
Yeah, sure.
So everybody was like, "Oh, Bill, I get you're enjoying the karma." Whoopi attacks me on a regular basis. She says stupid shit on a regular basis. It just happened.
Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help.
The mistake really is there's too much BS floating out there, and now it's out of our hands. There's no way to control it, so now they're saying they're going to control it. I want to see what they're going to do.
My team will review the applications and give credentials to new media applicants who meet our criteria and pass United States Secret Service requirements to enter the White House complex.
All right. What'd she say?
She basically said
that it's been a minute since we checked in on the screeching sirens over at The View, and you might be thinking maybe they finally calmed down. Yeah, not even close. They are still serving up peak-level woke absurdity, and this time it didn't go unanswered. Enter Bill Maher and Karoline Leavitt, an unlikely duo who just tag-teamed these ladies into next week. And trust us, it was glorious. So, what kind of nonsense were the View crew spewing this time? And how did Bill and Karoline clap back with the perfect combo of wit and fire? Don't worry, we've got every juicy detail, every MIC drop moment. Buckle up. This one's going to be a wild ride.
We have got to get past this endless, unforgiving, zero-tolerance mindset bent on punishing and disappearing anyone caught saying the wrong thing. The right response to speech you don't like is more speech.
So, you might be wondering why Bill Maher is suddenly preaching about the need to stop hating people with different ideologies. Well, it turns out the ladies of The View aren't exactly thrilled with Maher's slow drift to the right. What really has them fuming? His recent dinner with none other than President Trump. On a recent episode, Whoopi Goldberg was livid, ripping into Maher for daring to sit at the table of their public enemy number one, an enemy so vile she wouldn't even say his name.
Listen, take him seriously and take him literally.
I don't think that we have to. I think it would be remiss of us to not say Joe Biden knows how to do this.
Yes.
He knows how to do this. He's quite good at this. And you know, you can't refute anything with him because he just, when I say him, I mean
he rambles.
Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just
But can I mention one thing?
Whoopi's uncouth outburst was just the opening act. What followed was a full-on character assassination of Bill Maher. She simply couldn't stomach the fact that Maher had committed the ultimate sin, breaking bread with the man they've demonized for years. To Whoopi and her co-hosts, it wasn't just dinner. It was betrayal, plain and simple. And in their eyes, no amount of logic, comedy, or open dialogue could ever redeem him from that unforgivable act of dining with the so-called devil.
How dare you be so flippant, man? Listen, nobody on the planet really wants to go through this. This is not something we're doing because it's, sexually gratifying. This is what we're doing to protect our families. And you don't have to do it, but stay away from everybody.
Now, if you know anything about Bill Maher, you knew he wasn't going to let this one slide. And he absolutely didn't disappoint. On a recent episode of Real Time with Bill Maher, the comedian came out swinging, unloading on Whoopi Goldberg and anyone else clutching their pearls over his visit to the White House. With his trademark blend of sarcasm and sharp critique, Maher dismantled their outrage piece by piece, making it clear that he doesn't need their approval, nor does he plan to ask for it. It was classic Maher, unfiltered, unapologetic, and razor-sharp.
As you know, 12 days ago, I had dinner with President Trump, a dinner that was set up by my friend Kid Rock, because we share a belief that there's got to be something better than hurling insults from 3,000 miles away. And let me first say that to all the people who treated this like it was some kind of summit meeting, you're ridiculous. Like I was going to sign a treaty or something. I have no power. I'm a fucking comedian, and he's the most powerful leader in the world. I'm not the leader of anything, except maybe a contingent of centrist-minded people who think there's got to be a better way of running this country than hating each other every minute.
Before unleashing his verbal smackdown on Whoopi Goldberg, which I'll play in just a moment, Maher made one thing crystal clear. This is America, where democracy still means something. He reminded her that everyone has the right to their own opinion, and disagreement doesn't have to equal hatred. You don't have to foam at the mouth just because someone holds a different view. It's called civil discourse, something the View ladies seem to have tossed out with last week's talking points. MI wasn't just defending himself. He was defending the very idea that we can think differently without declaring war on each other. Makes sense, right? Well, not to Whoopi, as the celebrated actress torn into Bill Maher for attacking her.
If he's right, then why didn't people vote for the former prosecutor who actually had policy plans to help the working class?
And I know as I say that, millions of liberal sphincters just tightened. Oh my God, Bill, are you going to say something nice about him? What I'm going to do is report exactly what happened. You decide what you think about it. And if that's not enough pure Trump hate for you, I don't give a f.
Whoopi went so far as to compare Trump to Kamala Harris, clearly revealing her not-so-secret wish that it had been Madam Vice President who'd invited Maher to dinner instead. Had that been the case, she wouldn't have batted an eye. In fact, she probably would have hosted the after-party. All the praise MR directed toward Trump. If it had been lavished on Kamala, Whoopi would have been clapping like a seal. But because it was Trump, MR's compliments suddenly became treason. It's not about principles, it's about partisanship. And Whoopi just made that crystal clear.
I want to talk about Whoopi Goldberg because I got so many texts this week because she attacked me the week before. Sure. So everybody was like, oh, Bill, I get you're enjoying the karma. First of all, I'm going to talk about this at the end of my show next week, teaser. But there is no fucking thing as karma, okay? Get over that. Whoopi attacks me on a regular basis. She says stupid shit on a regular basis. They just happen to coincide. But can I just say this? I had on last week Ira Glasser, former longtime head of the ACLU, talking about free speech. Whoopi Goldberg, who, by the way, I hope is still a friend, we can disagree with each other, should not be canceled or put off her show, as much as I totally disagree with her crazy statement. Free speech. She should be there. She shouldn't get a timeout.
And this is exactly what I respect about Bill Maher. He doesn't just talk the talk, he walks the walk. As a staunch defender of free speech, he doesn't flinch when the mob comes for him. Even after Whoopi Goldberg took aim at him on national television, MR stood his ground, unwavering in his convictions. That's rare these days and absolutely commendable, especially considering Whoopi's outburst sparked widespread backlash, with critics from all sides condemning her tirade. Some were even calling for her resignation. But MR didn't play victim. He doubled down on principle, and that's what sets him apart. However, Bill couldn't close out the session without releasing some bombs of his own.
Sorry, but life is random. The only word to describe it when a big game hunter gets trampled by an elephant and then eaten by lions is hilarious.
Ouch. Did Bill Maher just compare Whoopi Goldberg to a hunter and himself to a lion? You heard that right. Say what you will about Maher, but the man does have a way with words. And you know what? He wasn't wrong. In this bizarre media safari, Goldberg came charging in like a self-righteous hunter, guns blazing, ready to take down the traitor. But MR, the so-called hunted, flipped the script. Instead of running, he roared back with precision, wit, and firepower she clearly didn't see coming. In the end, it wasn't the lion who got wounded. It was the hunter who walked away looking rattled. While MI was easing up on his attacks, White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt was just warming up.
You know, we have seen cultural Marxism trickling its way through every institution in this country. The public school system, the higher education university system, Hollywood, big tech, the corrupt mainstream media that I fought against in President Trump's White House are indoctrinating my generation of Americans into hating our country, hating one another based on race and gender and sex, and all of this other BS, quite frankly.
Leavitt is absolutely spot on. The moral decay fueled by modern-day wokeness has seeped into nearly every corner of our society, and the damage is nothing short of staggering. What once masqueraded as compassion or progress has mutated into a toxic culture of censorship, division, and identity obsession. Media outlets no longer report facts. They push narratives. Universities have become indoctrination factories. Political parties are more concerned with virtue signaling than real solutions. Even healthcare isn't safe, with ideology now interfering in science and patient care. This isn't just a cultural shift, it's a full-blown crisis. Wokeness isn't healing society, it's hollowing it out. Whoopi Goldberg isn't just a commentator, she's become a mouthpiece for the very ideology corroding public discourse. Her blind allegiance to woke orthodoxy exemplifies how celebrity platforms are weaponized to shame, silence, and smear opposing views. Instead of promoting thoughtful debate, she fuels the divisive, cancel-happy culture that's tearing society apart from the inside out. So Karoline upped her attack on Whoopi Goldberg.
Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help. Think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists. But they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years.
Karoline Leavitt just wiped the floor with those bitter banshees. And let's be honest, they had it coming. 4 years, the women of The View have misled their loyal, gullible audience with half-truths, spin, and flat-out fiction, all in the name of feel-good entertainment disguised as informed commentary. Case in point, they once claimed Joe Biden was the best thing to happen to America, even as it became painfully obvious he was grappling with cognitive decline in real time. Then came Kamala Harris, who they painted as the savior of democracy, yet she can barely string a coherent sentence together without sounding like she's lost in a word salad. It's propaganda dressed in pearls and cackles. Thankfully, Leavitt came armed with facts, clarity, and a spine, and she dismantled their delusions on national TV. But in her usual fashion, Whoopi Goldberg shot back. But Leavitt's response was epic.
So White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt announced that the Associated Press has been banned from the Oval Office for not honoring the recent renaming of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Take a look. The mistake really is there's too much BS floating out there, and now it's out of our hands. There's no way to control it, so now they're saying they're going to control it. I want to see what they're going to do.
My team will review the applications and give credentials to new media applicants who meet our criteria and pass United States Secret Service requirements to enter the White House.
Leavitt's takedown sent shockwaves down the spine of wokedom. It wasn't just a rebuttal. It was a surgical strike on the hypocrisy that has long gone unchecked. With poise, precision, and unapologetic clarity, she obliterated the hollow virtue signaling that's become the trademark of today's woke elite. At that press conference, she didn't tiptoe. She marched straight into the lion's den and called out Whoopi Goldberg by name, exposing the double standards that The View thrives on. Leavitt highlighted the blatant inconsistency of a woman who claims to stand for tolerance and unity, yet can't handle the idea of someone she disagrees with having dinner with a former president. She reminded the country that real leadership isn't about appeasing the mob. It's about standing firm in your values, even when it's inconvenient. Her takedown wasn't just a moment. It was a message. The days of unchecked woke hysteria are being numbered one truth bomb at a time. In the end, Karoline Leavitt and Bill Maher delivered a 1-2 punch that exposed the hypocrisy and emotional theatrics of The View. Whoopi Goldberg's outrage over a simple dinner revealed just how intolerant the self-proclaimed champions of tolerance have become. Maher stood his ground. Leavitt pulled no punches, and together they shattered the fragile illusions upheld by woke media elites. This wasn't just a viral moment. It was a cultural checkpoint. Americans are waking up, and the old tactics of shame, spin, and silencing are losing their power. The tide is turning, and truth is finally fighting back. And on that note, we draw the curtains on today's episode. If you enjoy our blunt, fiery takes, then hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Don't forget to share with your friends so we win this anti-woke war. Thanks for watching.